Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be seeing about module 2. So in module 2, we'll be learning about the furnace, which is an important requirement for doing a casting process. So without furnace, we cannot melt the raw material. So if there is no molten metal, we cannot do any casting process. So in this module, we'll be learning about what is the furnace, what is the purpose of that, and how many varieties of furnaces are there. All these things we'll be seeing in this module, and along with that we will also be reading about the metal casting process. So in module 1 we saw about how to do the casting using the sand. It's a temporary casting process, whereas this metal casting is a permanent casting process. So once if we want to produce a component of some similar type, the same the mold box will be prepared for the same pattern, and number of components can be produced with the same mold. We don't want to recreate the mold for other process. So with the same mold we can create more number of components. So these are the two things that we are going to see in this model. One is about the furnace and the other one is about the metal casting. Now let us see about how what is the furnace. So first of all we should know like what is the furnace, what is the purpose of using this furnace. So metals and alloys, so whatever the metals maybe or the alloys are converted into a liquid state using an equipment, that is refractory lined metallic shell, wherein this conversion takes place, called furnace. So this refractory lined material is nothing but refractory material. Why do we need to use this refractory in the furnace? Is to absorb the heat, because while heating the raw material at a very high temperature there will be too much of heat generated. So this refractory lining, it helps in absorbing the heat produced. So the metals and alloys are converted into a liquid state using this equipment called furnace, which is lined up with a refractory material for and which in the place where the conversion takes place. So the source of heat is provided to the furnace for the conversion of the solid to liquid is called as melting furnace. The furnaces are selected based on the type of metal to be melted, quantity, fuel used and quality of the metal required. So this is about the introduction of a furnace. So furnace is nothing but a device or a chamber which we are using for melting the metals and alloys from a solid state to a liquid state by supplying some heat. So they are classified based on the type of metal that is melted, quantity used, fuel used and the quality of metal required. So the next one is about the classification of the furnace. So based on the type of metal it can melt. In that there are three types. One is grey cast iron, for melting the grey cast iron. So there are three types of furnaces used. One is cupola furnace, electric arc furnace and the air furnace. And the second metal is steel. So the furnace that is used for this type is open hearth furnace and electric arc furnace. And the third metal is non-ferrous metal, where we are using furnaces like crucible furnace, fuel fired furnace, rotary furnace, induction furnace and electric arc furnace. So this is the classification of furnace based on the type of metal it can melt. So the next one is based on the source of heat. So based on source of heat, it is classified into two types. One is fuel fired furnace and the other one is electrical furnace. So fuel fired furnace, they are of four types. One is air furnace, gas fired furnace, coke fired furnace and oil fired furnace. Okay, so they are the heat is supplied to the furnace through any one of this, either with the help of air, gas, coke or the oil. And the next one is electrical furnace. So the types are reverberatory furnace, induction furnace and arc furnace. By producing some arc they are doing the they are generating the heat, and by with the help of this induction. So these are some of the types of the electrical furnace. Next is about the fuel used, metal melted, and furnace used. So the classification of furnace based on these three categories. So first one is coke. So the metal can be melted using the coke is cast iron and non-ferrous alloys, and the furnace that are used for this type of melting is either a cupola furnace or a crucible or a pit furnace. And the next one is oil, that is liquid. So for a liquid, if you are using fuel as a oil, non-ferrous alloys, iron and steel can be melted. And the type of furnace that can be used is either a crucible pit furnace or a open hearth furnace. So this is about the using oil as a fuel, which is in a liquid form. And the next one is gas, that is in a gaseous state. So the metal that can be melted is a non-ferrous alloys, iron and a steel. And the type of furnace that can be used for this is either a crucible pit furnace or a open hearth furnace. So generally, if you see the classification for both oil and gas, the same by using the same type of furnace, same type of metal can be melted. So this oil usage of this oil and gas as a fuel is similar type. And the last one is using electricity. So using electricity we can melt steel, cast iron, non-ferrous alloys, iron and steel. And the furnace used for this is electric arc furnace, that is direct arc furnace, resistance furnace and then induction furnace. So this is a classification of furnace based on the fuel used, metal melted and furnace used. So next is about the crucible furnaces. So there are 4 types of crucible furnace. One is this is based on the type of fuel used. So first one is coke fired furnace. So in this type of furnace, the crucible, it is kept on the pedestal, that is refractory support. So in this diagram you can see here is a pedestal. So all these fuel fired furnaces are kept below the ground level. So in the diagram you can see they have marked it as GL, which shows the ground level. So these furnaces are placed below the ground level. There is a pedestal above which a crucible is nothing but a vessel that carries the raw material, the ingots. So this is surrounded with the coke, and there is a blower attached with the refractory line. So these lines, it represents the refractory lines. So the refractory lines are nothing but the it's made up of a brick which absorbs the heat, excess heat produced during the melting process. So after placing the ingots in the raw material in the crucible, the furnace is filled with the coke. So after filling with the coke, it is heated, it is lit up to the fire, and once the fire is kept, a blower is used to produce more fire. So the blower, it gives more air which helps in igniting the coke. So the coke gets ignited and more heat is produced, which helps in melting the raw material placed in the crucible. So coke fired furnaces, in this type furnace, the crucible kept on the pedestal, that is refractory support, charged with ingot, coke lump and packed around the crucible and ignited. Ignited means it's getting heated up. So once it starts burning, blower is switched on, and then coke is charged slowly till the coke, it reaches the level of crucible. A lid is placed on the crucible and the blower is kept full blast. Metal start melting once it reaches the desired temperature. Blower is switched off. So crucible is taken out and the molten metal is treated and poured. So treated is nothing but there will be a slag formation in the there is a slag formation in the upper layer of the crucible. So the slag has to be removed and the molten metal is transferred to the ladle, which helps in carrying the molten metal to the casting. So